Hey, welcome back. Today, I want to talk about history and three of the main reasons why most people who are publicly educated or even further educated misinterpret history. And they all have to do with ancient man, their view of ancient man. Most people view ancient man as a cave dweller, very primitive, hunter-gatherer perhaps. We've all seen documentaries of ancient man evolving from apes to sharp sticks and loincloths, and I'm here to tell you that it could not be any further from the truth. First off, evolution, absolutely not true. I know a lot of you people believe that or believe some version of it. That is a colossal lie of the enemy. And the reason that the enemy fabricated this untruth is to separate us from God. If we believe that we just evolved from animals and we're on a planet like a million other planets, we're very insignificant, then that sets us up for other lies. And where the truth is, we are specifically created by God in His image, in an environment that He created specifically for us to have dominion, in fact. So, evolution is not true, and ancient man was much smarter, much stronger and healthier as a rule, and lived much longer than we did. So, I want to touch on a few of those things. First off, here's a great example. Milo of Croton in ancient Greece. He's considered by many the father of progressive weight training. And as legend goes, he began to pick up one of his yearling calves. So it's brand new, baby born. Every day he would go and lift this thing and put it up on his shoulders and carry it around. He did it every day for a year. So by the end of a year, this is almost a full-grown cow. And he was able to hoist it up on his shoulders and pick it up. It seems incredible today for us to even think about that. You know, by that time, that's a 400 or 500 pound cow, possibly more, depending on the breed. And not only that, he was a 6-time Olympic champion. And the Greeks, the original Greek Olympiads, to this day, some of the records held seem impossible to achieve by today's standards. But these men were much stronger, much more fit than we were. Also in the book of Jasher, which is mentioned in the Bible, it's a apocryphal book chronicling Old Testament books of the Bible. And there we read of the account of Jacob's sons, and they had moved to a town called Shechem. Now the Bible talks about this, it just doesn't shed a lot of the details that Jasher does. And the inhabitants of Shechem raped the daughter of Jacob, and I believe her name was Dinah. The family was infuriated, but the raper professed his love for their daughter and said, hey, whatever it takes, I want to make it right. And so they proposed, hey, if you will circumcise yourselves and, become like us, we can just kind of join. We'll marry your daughters, you marry our daughters, we'll become one people. And they thought that was a good idea, so they did it. All the men in the town were circumcised. So the Bible says that on the couple days into it, the day most inflammation, most in pain, 2 people, Levi and Simeon, attacked the entire town. I think the Bible puts it at about 600 men and wiped them out. Now, okay, they were sore. They had just cut off their foreskins. But I'm telling you what, these were men, 600 men defending themselves against 2 men, and they wiped out the whole town. They later went on, Jasher talks about, they later went on to defend themselves against an alliance of Canaanite cities and kings who wanted to attack them, remembering what they had done in Shechem. The book of Jasher then details some of these battles and some of the feats that the sons of Jacob were able to do. In one instance, Judah struck Jashub, which was one of the Canaanite kings, with a rock and knocked him off his horse 45 feet in full armor. At another point, it talks about him making a leap of 30 to 40 feet up on top of a wall. And so most people will go, that's just hyperbole or exaggerations. They've flowered up their stuff. But time and time again, the Bible has been proven to be right. So the point I'm making, and maybe this was an exaggeration, but they were considerably fit and considerably stronger than modern man. The Bible also talks about the mighty men of David. He had a group of 30 individuals that made up his elite guard, if you will. Commanding these 30 men were 3 specific men, and they were able to do tremendous exploits. One of those, Adino, I believe his name was, single-handedly defeated 800 men in battle. Another one of David's men, Joab, with a spear, single-handedly killed 300 men in battle. This is tremendous feats of strength and valor that seem impossible by today's standards. Now, part of the reason is environmental and dietary deficiencies. Because our food is depleted, we're basically eating poison in most developed worlds. In America, Canada, and Western Europe, the food we eat doesn't have the same nutrients it once did because of overfarming and a litany of other issues, chemicals that we put on the food, that we've basically just a fraction, a shadow of what humanity once was as far as physical strength and ability. Second off, let's talk about longevity. There seems to be a prevailing thought about history that people just didn't live as long. You know, some people go, oh, 30 years of age was the average lifespan of somebody, which is in some cases the case, but due to wars or famines. But given the ability, you know, if we take away wars or famines, they lived every bit as long as we do today, if not longer. In fact, prior to the flood, ancient man lived hundreds of years, and in that time able to accumulate vast knowledge and understanding of the world around them and technology. Just like we are kind of gearing up to, there have been dark periods in history where the prevailing civilization fell and all the technology fell with it. When Rome fell, Europe entered into the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages, where people basically forgot. They went from living in houses with plumbing and glass windows to thatched mud huts again. Because the craft and all that just got forgotten when the civilization falls apart. In fact, if America is attacked by Russia and China and there's nuclear devastation, we get knocked back, the same thing will happen. How many people know how to build a car? How many people know how to, you know, if you can't just go to Home Depot and buy stuff and you have to manufacture yourself, homes are going to be a lot more simplistic. We're going to be building them with sticks. If you have to mill your own lumber, what's your house going to look like? It's going to be back to log cabins and dirt floors, I guarantee it. But let's take a look at some of the ancient technology that ancient man had that prove that they were not hunter-gatherer, cave-dwelling people. And when I say that, there are some groups of people that lived in caves. There are, even to this day, groups of people that are hunter-gatherers. That did not mean that everybody lived that way. There were significantly advanced civilizations. One of the devices that people have discovered, the Antikythera mechanism, which was basically an analog computer found at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. And when scientists got a hold of it and cleaned it up, it was very intricate, very precise at possibly tracking the planetary movements and seasonal significant changes and stuff like that. Imagine like a large, very intricate clockwork was what this thing was. Other speculations that perhaps it was used for navigation. In the Middle East, excavations have time and time again turned up batteries. One of the most popular ones is the Babylon battery. But basically it's a jar with an electrolyte solution in it and some iron and copper that produce voltage. And they've found hieroglyphs that show what appears to be lights, like incandescent light bulbs, large ones, being powered by electricity. Engineering-wise, one of the most ancient structures, the pyramids of Giza, to this day we can't figure out how they built it. There are walls in Peru perfectly fit together out of odd-shaped stones that are so big. In one case, one of them's 20,000 tons. We don't even today have a way to move that stone in one piece. You just can't lift it with a crane. And so they were able to achieve engineering feats that to this day we have no clue how they did it. Lift stones on end without the aid of massive machinery that we're aware of. So again, the point is they were smart, strong, very capable individuals. Now, we have technology and we think we're very clever for our technology today. And for all its advances, there's now a growing concern, even among the people that invented it in Silicon Valley, that our technology, again, for all of its benefits, is harming mankind and making us less intelligent, less active, less connected. You know, we're spending all this time just looking at a little cell phone or very dependent on computers to tell us things that other people used to just have memorized. So when viewing history, remember that the prevailing attitude and thoughts of ancient man are almost 180 degrees on how they actually were. And we are like a copy of a copy of a copy, diminishing as we get older in the abilities of the people that preceded us. So I hope this helps clear things up. Be blessed.